If the outside door handle on your 4th generation Kia Sportage is broken, loose, or no longer opens the door properly, replacing it is actually much easier than most people think. You only have to loosen a retaining bolt from the edge of the door. No need to remove the door panel. This door handle has a keyless entry feature, so you will have to disconnect the wiring harness before you can remove the handle. Open the front door completely so you have enough room to work. Now look at the rear edge of the door near the outside door handle. You will find a small rubber access plug. Using a plastic trim removal tool or a small flathead screwdriver, carefully remove this plug without scratching the paint. Behind the plug, you will see the retaining bolt that secures the lock cylinder. You can loosen this bolt using either a 10mm socket and ratchet or a Phillips head screwdriver. However, if the bolt is tight, a 10mm socket and ratchet will provide much better leverage and make it easier to loosen the bolt. This bolt is captive, meaning it stays inside the door and does not come all the way out. So don't keep trying to remove it completely. Once the bolt is loose enough, carefully pull the lock cylinder with its cover out of the door handle assembly. If it does not come out, remove the cover first. Take your key fob and remove the mechanical key that is hidden inside. Press the small release button on the back of the key fob, then pull the mechanical key straight out. Take the mechanical key and insert the tip into the small slot located underneath the lock cylinder cover. Push the key inward to release the retaining clip while gently pulling on the cover with your other hand. Once the clip disengages, the cover will pop loose and can be removed from the door handle assembly. Now grab the lock cylinder and pull it straight out. If it still does not come out, the retaining bolt is likely still engaged with the lock cylinder. Even though the bolt is fully loosened, it may still be catching the lock cylinder slightly, preventing it from being removed. So I'm using a small pick tool like this one to pull the bolt. Carefully pull the retaining bolt outward just a little. Remember, you're not removing the bolt, only moving it enough to clear the lock cylinder. Be extremely careful not to pull it too far, or it can slip off its retaining bracket and fall inside the door. If that happens, you will have to disassemble the door to retrieve the bolt. Now pull the lock cylinder straight out of the door handle. It should slide out smoothly without excessive force. Once removed, set it aside somewhere safe until you are ready to reinstall it. Next, grab the main door handle. Slide the handle slightly toward the rear of the vehicle. Once it slides back, pull the rear of the handle outward and remove it from the door. If your vehicle is equipped with a smart key or keyless entry system, you will also have to disconnect the wiring harness before removing the door handle. The electrical connector is located behind the handle, and its locking tab can be difficult to reach and release with your fingers. So use a small pick tool to press the locking tab and carefully pull the connector straight out of the socket. Avoid pulling on the wires themselves, as this could damage the wiring harness. Once the connector is unplugged, the door handle can be removed. Here is a close-up of the door handle. In case if you want to open the door without the handle, you can pull this lever inside the opening and the door will unlatch. Now take your replacement handle, position it next to the mounting area and reconnect the electrical connector. Push it in until it clicks into place. Make sure the connector is secure before pushing it inside the door. Next, position the front of the handle into the door first. Then push in the rear of the handle. Then slide the handle forward until it locks into its mounting position. Pull the outside door handle slightly away from the door to create enough clearance. Then position the lock cylinder back into place. Once it's fully seated, tighten the retaining bolt through the access hole. Do not over-tighten the bolt, as excessive force can damage the lock cylinder housing. Next, reinstall the lock cylinder cover. Push it in until it snaps back into place. Reinstall the access plug on the side of the door. Now test the door handle. Close the door and check that the door opens normally from the outside. Check if the keyless entry feature is working. Lock and unlock the vehicle using the smart key button on the door handle. Hope this video is helpful. Consider subscribing to WheezJoint for more DIY automotive repair and maintenance guides. Thanks for watching.